Smartphone manufacturers launched a bunch of new models in the Philippines during the third quarter of 2023. But out of the many models that debuted this third quarter, only 2 are priced under 20,000 pesos. These are the Huawei Nova Y91 and the Realme 11 Pro. Interestingly, they're also on the opposite ends of the spectrum. The Huawei Nova Y91 retails for 15,999, while the Realme 11 Pro starts at 19,999 pesos. So instead of the usual listicle that we do, we'll be comparing the two phones and what they have to offer. What's up guys, it's here, and today we're looking at the smartphones launched this quarter of 2023 for under 20,000 pesos. Roll that OBB. Let's start with the more affordable model between the two, the Huawei Nova Y91. Launched last July with the Y71, it's the new top-spec model of the Y series family. The Y91 features a large 6.95-inch IPS LCD Full HD Plus display with HDR10 Plus colors and 90Hz refresh rate. You also get a bright screen with up to 950 nits peak brightness. In addition, the screen uses double reinforced glass, which adds a layer of protection in case you accidentally drop it. Powering the Huawei Nova Y91 is the Snapdragon 680 4G chipset, and it comes with 8GB of physical RAM. Only one storage option is available in the Philippines, which is 256GB. This is more than adequate for daily use, whether you're going to take photos, videos, or install various applications. With the Snapdragon 680 chipset, you can also play most of the games you can think of. Although you do have to set your expectations, it's not the most powerful chipset out there. As for the cameras, the Huawei Y91 packs a dual rear camera highlighted by a 50-megapixel main shooter with f1.8 aperture. It also features PDAF and OIS, which makes for sharp and stabilized photos. The 50-megapixel main shooter is complemented by a 2-megapixel depth sensor, allowing users to take beautiful portrait photos and more. If you like taking selfie photos, there's an 8-megapixel front camera with f2.0 aperture. In terms of video capability, the front and rear cameras are capable of recording at a maximum of 1080p. Perhaps the best feature of the Huawei Nova Y91 is the battery. It's one of the biggest in the segment, and compared to even more expensive smartphones, it's still pretty big, rated at 7,000 mAh. According to Huawei, that's enough to sustain 29 hours of local video playback on a full charge. And if you ever do need to recharge the phone, there's also 22.5-watt Huawei Supercharge. For everything the Huawei Nova Y91 has to offer, you only have to cough up 15,999, making it one affordable smartphone. Moving on to the more expensive models on this list, we have the Realme 11 Pro. The Realme 11 Pro Plus might be the talk of town, but the standard Realme 11 Pro is still a very capable phone. In terms of design, the phone looks nearly identical to the Realme 11 Pro Plus, which you may or may not like depending on what you like. Style is subjective after all. But in terms of specs, there's a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen with HDR10 Plus colors and a 120Hz refresh rate. Like the Huawei, maximum brightness is rated at 950 nits. Powering the Realme 11 Pro is a MediaTek Dimensity 755G chipset with a Mali G68 GPU. While it is available with up to 12GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage, only the 8GB with 256GB of storage variant fits in this price range. The other ones are just a lot more expensive. Still, it's not bad considering you can extend RAM virtually by an additional 8GB for a total of 16. As for the storage, it's also enough for all of the contents and apps you'll be saving on this phone. And mind you, there is no micro SD cards. As we tested the Realme 11 Pro in our review, the phone performs day-to-day tasks without any issues, and it can even run Genshin Impact with constant frame rates. In terms of connectivity, you even have Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and 5G connectivity. Realme takes photography seriously with the new 11 series, and the 11 Pro is no exception. The Realme 11 Pro features a dual rear camera with a 100-megapixel main shooter with PDAF and OIS, allowing users to shoot in various conditions. The main lens is complemented by a 2-megapixel depth sensor. From our experience, the phone takes amazing photos out of the box. They're sharp, clear, with good detail, and the image is also processed with saturation boosted to let the colors pop a bit more. If you want to take selfies, there's a 16-megapixel front shooter, which also captures great images. Videos taken by the main rear camera can be shot at a maximum resolution of 4K at 30 FPS. And if you want to do a bit more cinematic shots, you can even shoot at 120 FPS, but that's limited to only 1080p. As for the front camera, it can shoot video at a maximum of 1080p at 30 FPS. The battery in the Realme 11 Pro isn't as big as the Huawei Nova Y91, but it's rated at a standard 5000 mAh. When you do need to recharge though, it supports 67-watt Super VOOC fast charging. At the price of 19,999 pesos, the Realme 11 Pro is rather expensive. Upon recording this video though, we did see the Realme 11 Pro is on sale at the Realme store. Instead of 19,999, it retails for just 17,499 pesos. At this price point, it's a bargain considering everything this phone is capable of. Between the Huawei Nova Y91 and the Realme 11 Pro, there's somewhat of a big price difference. If you have the budget, you can't go wrong with the Realme. But if your wallet is a bit tight, the Huawei Nova Y91 is also an okay choice. But which one would you choose between the two? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're wondering about other phones released in the third quarter of 2023, we'll be covering those in our upcoming videos or even in a previous video. So be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified of future uploads. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting or informative, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And also visit yugatech.com to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Jose, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Happy buying for your next smartphone.